Hey racers, John Racer 3 today, back for another Hot Wheels racing video, and it is 2023, which means it is time for the 2023 Hot Wheels Festival of Speed. As you can see, I have a ton of cars lined up here ready to take on the new track for this year, and let me tell you, it's a long one. Starting off with the track today, we have a single lane track going down. Cars are going to be carrying a lot of speed going on the straightaway, but all you guys know the straightaway. And then we go into a sharp 90-degree turn here into the second straightaway. As you can see, it goes underneath another Hot Wheels track setup there. It goes over a few bumps, and then we get some elevation into the big blue turn going into the third straightaway. And then this third straightaway goes all the way down. We got another little bump there on the third straightaway, see if cars can get over that. And then we all the way go down to the second 90-degree blue corner, which goes into the final stretch, aka the fourth straightaway. This is one of the longest tracks I've ever created, and it has bred some really fast cars. So let's go ahead and take a look and see at what racing. Wow, I cannot speak. This year's Festival Speed is going to be a little bit of a special one because I've got some special cars picked out here. First of all, we've got some new stuff that has just come out to the stores, such as the Hot Wheels Braille Racer Twin Mill. I think that would be fun to take it out on the track for this year's Festival Speed. We have Baby Peach, and then we also have Snoopy. We have a BMW 507, an 84 Corvette, 82 Cadillac Seville, a 1970 Ford Capri, rounding up the older cars or JDM cars. We have a 90 Honda Civic EF and a Nissan Maxima Drift car there. And then for some other old fun stuff, we've got a Lancia Delta, we've got a Volvo P1800 Gasser, and a 1986 Toyota van. And then we get to the fun stuff. We've got the hypercars, we've got the Lotus Avia, the Lotus Emira, the McLaren Elva. Man, that's three names right there: the Avia, the Emira, and then the Elva. Then we have the Automobili Pininfarina Battista. I pronounce that a lot, don't worry, I got it right. And then we actually have some Hot Wheels speed machines. As some of you guys know, Hot Wheels has come out with a rerun of their speed machines line, and I have the Pagani Zonda R and the Lamborghini Veneno to see how fast they actually are on this track. And then for some fun racing stuff, we have a 2008 Ford Focus, Ford Mustang Mach-E, and an S1 Vantage GT3 with that Golf livery ready to be unboxed and hit the track. Now, those aren't the only cars about to take on the track though. If you guys have been watching my shorts on my channel, as you can see, we have the top 9 from each season. We have the winter season and the spring season here ready to take on the track, those top 9 cars. The format as for what these cars were originally going to compete in is no longer what I'm going through with, so these cars are going to get another chance to prove their dominance on this Festival of Speed track. And I had to throw in some more fun cars here. We have 3 NASCAR cars, one from each manufacturer about to take on the track, even though the 18 is no longer canonically accurate. And then we also have our 3 TikTok Cup champions. These are some legendary cars. The Nissan Skyline, the Lancer, and the Twin Mill all have won their respective seasons going on distance tracks such as these, and have performed very well on the previous Festival of Speed tournaments. This is going to be a very intense tournament with a lot of high stakes and a lot of high speed, so let's get right into the racing.
Going right ahead and kicking it off, we have a BMW 507. This is a really cool casting. I just love the white paint on the BMW. I think it looks great, but it's not that fast. Doesn't even get to the second corner, the big blue corner that everyone knows and loves. Next up, we have an 84 Corvette already hauling butt down those straightaways, and he's going to get around that second blue corner. That takes a fast car to do, and that is a very good run for that Corvette. Next up, we have a nice little green Gasser here, looking really cool around those tracks, and man, this car looks just so cool when it goes over those bumps. Very good performance too, getting to the second blue turn. Not a lot of cars do that, so that's something to be proud of. Next up, we have an 82 Cadillac Seville. Figured I'd throw in a retro Cadillac into the battle because they haven't raced a lot on this page and in general, and just there you go, ending off on that blue corner here. Next, we have a Matchbox Ford Capri. I love the Matchbox cars, and it's going to flip over. Unfortunate, we're going to give them a little redo there. The track is still in its beta testing stage, so it makes sense that cars have been flipping over. But this Matchbox Ford Capri looks really cool going down that track, and I think the bumps just make it look super cool as it gets to that third corner, the second blue corner, and that is a pretty good performance, but not as good as that Corvette. Next up, we got some JDM cars taking on the matchup here. We have the Nissan Drift, which is a very low car to begin with, so it makes sense it did not make it around that blue corner, which is unfortunate. Next, we have a Honda Civic EF. These castings can be either really fast or really slow, and this one not carrying its speed well, not even getting up that third bump to the blue corner. Not the fastest Honda Civic EF casting that we've seen, but there are some fast ones. Next up, we have another minivan here from Hot Wheels. Looking really cool. I wasn't expecting this to go very far, but it just looks super cool going down the track there. A nice little minivan action going down on the track. And now we're going to get into some of our rally cars with the Lancia Delta here from Hot Wheels coming out fast. This car just looks blazing fast going down the track, but it's not going to be enough. He gets to the blue corner like most other cars, but is not going to be able to beat that Corvette right off the bat. Now we have another car. We have a Ford Focus. I don't remember the last time I raced a Ford Focus on one of these tracks. Gets a little loose there going off of the turn. Is not able to keep it planted, but stays on that backstretch. Not the best performance coming from that Ford, but another car from the Ford camp. We have a Ford Mustang Mach-E looking pretty fast over here. Is going to get around that second blue corner. Looking pretty good. Not quite going to get to that second blue corner though, but still not a bad showing for the Mach-E from Ford. Again, one of the cooler Hot Wheels castings I think that has come out recently. Speaking of cool Hot Wheels castings, we have an Aston Martin GT3 DBR car. I believe I pronounced that right, but what makes this car super special is the Golf livery. Again, the GT cars are not that good. They have the low splitter, not able to get around the corners, but still a very good car to have go down the track. Next up, we have the Lotus Avia looking very good in that dark red. As you guys may know, the green one was a really fast casting, but it looks like the red one just wasn't as fast. Next, we have the Automobili Batista. I don't know. It's a long name. I'm working on it, man. And it's a pretty fast casting. Gets to the blue corner. Not a lot of cars have actually tried to attempt to take that second blue corner, but still not as fast as that Corvette, which reminds me of a pace car every time I look at it. Very good looking gold Corvette. Next up, we have the McLaren Elva, a McLaren hypercar that came out from Hot Wheels here recently in gold. You know I love the gold Hot Wheels casting. This one has some decent speed behind it. Doesn't get to that second blue corner, but still not a bad performance overall. Next up, we have another Lotus. Lotus came out with 2 new castings with Hot Wheels this year, and it gets a little loose, hits the wall coming out of that first corner underneath the time attack track. We're going to give it another go here, see what this Lotus can do. I do not believe this Lotus has taken on a distance track on this page yet, so we'll see how its initial speed is with those 5-spoke trapezoid wheels. And it's not even going to get to that second blue corner, so it doesn't really have the speed, but it's still one of the best looking cars. All right, but now we're getting into the fun stuff. We have the Speed Machines, and we have some fun cars back there. We have the Pagani Zonda R from the Speed Machines. These are metal casting, metal base plate. Let's see how fast these cars are, but not a fast performance from the Pagani. It barely makes it around that blue corner, but is stuck, not getting over that bump on the back stretch. Just an unfortunate performance for the Speed Machines. Really expecting some more speed from these guys, as we have the Lamborghini Veneno showing up, and he gets a little loose going down the track. The cars are a little heavier, so I did have to change the entry point of the cars getting onto the table so the cars didn't bounce and get derailed. But after I fixed that, the Veneno carrying a lot of speed. As you can see, they're really fast on the straight. He was able to hold it, but just in the corners, it's not enough. The Veneno proves that it has some speed, but with that low splitter, it is not enough to beat that gold Corvette sitting there. But now we've got some fun cars. We've got the Braille Twin Mill, which is one of the cooler looking cars I think Hot Wheels has come out with. One of the more unique cars as well, and it is just a cool looking casting going down that track. Something we haven't really seen from Hot Wheels in a long time. Not the best performance, but I think it's just really cool to have it. But now we have Snoopy. Hot Wheels has come out with Snoopy a few times in the past few years. This is the newest edition of that casting, and it is fast, able to take those corners, easily maintaining its speed, and it's going to get around that second blue corner, almost making an approach to the gold Corvette, but not enough speed carried through that final turn there. But Snoopy, a very fast casting, one of the faster ones we've seen so far. And next up, we have Baby Peach, which is a Mario Kart car, and as you can see, a lot of Mario Kart cars to come up on this Festival of Speed. So let's see how the new Baby Daisy casting can actually do with the pipe cart. And it's not going to be that bad of a performance, but not that good either. Usually you expect Mario Kart cars to perform a lot better than all the other Hot Wheels castings, but for this one in particular, it is just not the case. But now we're going to get into some of the champions that have competed in the winter and spring seasons of the tournaments that have come out so far this year in 2023. Starting off with the green Lotus Evija that I was mentioning earlier, is able to carry a lot more speed than its red counterpart and gets almost around that blue corner. But again, all of these cars are fast since they won their tournaments against so many hundreds of cars racing in the TikTok series earlier this year. As you can see, Mario carrying his speed, representing the Mario Kart cars well, getting to that blue corner, showing off his speed, and letting people know that Mario Kart cars are not here to be messed with. Next up, we have a Matchbox Audi SUV. I don't remember the exact name of the Audi right off the bat, but this is one of the faster Matchbox castings I've had in a while. It finished, what does that make it, 7th in the winter season on the distance track, which is a feat to be known. And speaking of the winter season, finishing 6th, we have the Porsche Taycan, which is an unbelievably fast casting. Let's see what the Porsche Taycan's able to do here on that back straightaway. Gets to the blue corner, but isn't able to get around it. These cars not able to get around the blue corner as fast as they would have wanted to. Next up, we have Bowser Jr., another Mario Kart casting that has proved to have a lot of speed. It is very tall and very bulky and is able to stay on the track well, gets around that blue corner onto the 4th straightaway, which not a lot of cars can say, and it's one of the faster cars we've seen today, but they're only going to get faster. And here we go, another Honda Civic. This one finished super high up in the winter season and is way faster than the red counterpart that was unboxed and raced earlier in this race. Not going to make it to the blue turn though. It is funny seeing the performance of these cars on the last track they were on versus the track they are on now, and this car is absolutely infamous. This is the Audi R8 Spider. This car has performed in almost, I believe, every single season of the TikTok Cup and just barely beats Snoopy out distance-wise. An incredible run, but this car has never failed to perform. Hasn't won anything, but a fast casting. And speaking of not winning anything, this is the gold Ferrari F40. This car has also competed in a bunch of tournaments, and it's one of the faster ones. It's going to get past the Corvette, though, and take the lead for our Festival of Speed tournament today. Absolutely dominant performance. That car has always been dominant in every tournament it enters, and it finally dethrones that gold Corvette, which got the record of the Festival Speed in the very, very, very early rounds. And now we have our winner of the winter season. We have Baby Luigi from Mario Kart, one of the first Mario Kart cars to win an actual series besides Diddy Kong on the Rainbow Road series. And look at that, not beating the 2nd place car from the winter season. So the 1st place car from the winter season getting dethroned from the 2nd place one, and that gold F40 just shows it has the speed to take on this track. Now we're going to get to some fancier cars. We have our champions, we have some NASCAR cars, and we have the spring season racers. Now the spring season racers and their speeds, as we see this Nissan Skyline GTR R34 take on the track here, are a little different than the winter season, because the spring season was on the fat track, which isn't all about speed, and it's all about racing. We have another Nissan Drift Wagon here. We had a red one enter the track earlier today. As you can see, it makes it around the corner a lot easier, even with its flat bumper, and is able to get to that blue turn because that car does actually have a lot of speed, and it proved it in the spring season. Very good looking casting there. We have Thomas, a fan favorite, who actually finished in the top 9 of the spring season, which is a very impressive feat. This car has been in a lot of tournaments taking on the track here, but it's not going to get around that blue corner. Unfortunate performance from Thomas. Usually we are not expecting Thomas to not perform well on these tracks, but now we have another Mario Kart car. We have Daisy in the Wild Wing. Very light casting as far as Mario Kart castings are concerned, but it is able to keep its speed well and get to that blue corner, which I feel like all of these finalists should be able to do, which was disappointing to see Thomas not be able to do. Now we have a Jaguar F-Type taking on the track here. One of the most beautiful Hot Wheels castings I think I've ever seen. Looking really good with those trapezoid 5-spoke wheels. Getting to the blue corner, you cannot complain with the F-Type. A very solid and dominant car. Next up we have a Pagani Huayra Roadster. This is the Roadster version of the Huayra that has come out a while ago, and Hot Wheels has come out with a lot of variations of, and this Spider version of the car is pretty quick, getting to the 3rd blue blue corner, looking very good as well in that white. Not able to get around though, and we're waiting for these fast cars. Next up, we have our third place finisher, which is Iron Man, a character car. And character cars don't really get very far in my tournaments, but Iron Man showed he had the speed, and he's not going to get to the blue corner, which is very disappointing for a third place finisher of the season, but still an incredible finish nonetheless. Next up, we have the Toyota Sprinter, who absolutely dominated his way to finish second place in the winter season, but he just doesn't have the speed. He had the racing skill, but not the speed to take the win in the spring season. And now we have our spring season champion, the Koenigsegg Gamera from Matchbox, a Matchbox champion. That is correct. The Gamera was absolutely dominant, but as you can see, speed wise, it does not have it. None of the spring season cars were able to make it around that blue corner, which is surprising. But now we've got some really fun stuff. We've got some NASCAR cars, and we've got the 3 TikTok season champions of the NASCAR cars. We're going to try a little bit of tandem racing. We have the 22, the 5, and the 18 going to be bump trapped and see how far they can get as well. As you can see, the cars bumping and trying to see how far they can get on the track, and it's a bumping the 18 car around that blue corner. But NASCAR diecasts have never been really fast, but man, they look good on the track, and man, they look good with their bump drafting. I just thought that would be fun to include at the end of this tournament. But now we get into the real stuff. This is the TikTok Cup Season 1 champion, the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 Zamac Edition, and he smacks the wall hard coming out of turn 1. We're going to give him another redo there, fix up the track. Again, the track is still in its beta testing stage, but we'll see how this Nissan can do in its second run here. Now again, this is the first champion on the distance track, so all of these cars should be pretty good on the distance tracks. The Nissan, though, barely gets around that first corner. Now, I will say that Nissan did not win by distance. It won by the Super 6-lane drag race, but still a fast car to be reckoned with. And now we have our Season 2 champion. We have the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, and it freaks out, spins out on that corner. This corner is very hard to take if you're a little top-heavy like the Mitsubishi is and has the speed the Mitsubishi does. So the track has been fixed up, and the Mitsubishi is going to get a second run here. See how dominant it can be, and this car is absolutely blazing fast, is able to take the corners really well, and it's gonna take that blue corner and it's gonna end off exactly where our Season 1 champion is. A bad performance for the Mitsubishi, but the Mitsubishi will have other chances to go. But now we have our Season 3 champion, the most dominant car on this page. We have the Twin Mill Rocket League variation from the 5-pack going over the bump super fast. It's gonna take around the third corner, see how far it can go, and it's gonna be a dominant performance from the Twin Mill, taking the win, beating out the Gold Ferrari F40, coming in second again. That will put Baby Luigi in third, the Corvette in fourth, and then the champions tied for 5th and 6th. An unbelievable performance, but the Season 3 champion holds his crown high, taking the win in the 2023 Festival of Speed.
And there you have it. That is the annual 2023 Hot Wheels Festival of Speed. As you can see, the Season 3 winner of Twin Mill is still dominant. But there are a lot of cars that I still have not raced that can take down our reigning champion. So what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the track, what you guys thought about the cars, if there's anything I should change, because I listen to all of your feedback, and it just feels good to get another Hot Wheels tournament video out there on YouTube. So thank you guys so much, as always, for your continued support. You guys are the best, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace!